Today we're going to go through the Luna Viewer. I have the David Rumsey map collection open. It indicates that I'm anonymous. I have not logged in. I've not registered. So it recognizes me as a public user. It's a public collection, and I'm able to log in or register if I like. I can also change some of my viewer settings here. So if I want to switch from a small thumbnail to a medium thumbnail, I'm able to do that. I can customize my view. I can also customize the sort order. If I do log into this collection, and I'm going to do that because I want to be able to show you the Luniversal Viewer, and I have an account, I can then navigate to my Luniversal Viewer, and I have the Luniversal Viewer open already. And we've created this new viewer to provide an option for mobile devices. So this viewer is optimized for both tablets and for phones. And the way it's set up for the David Rumsey Map Collection is that if you come to this collection for the first time on a phone or a tablet, you'll see this viewer. If you come on your desktop computer or your laptop, you'll see the collection in this viewer. And so with the Luniversal Viewer, it's lighter on features, but it has all of the data. It has media groups, and you may have multiple collections, not just one collection, which is the case for David Rumsey's map collection right now. All right, Michelle, let's discuss discovery in the Luna Viewer.
Okay, my favorite topic. So what you're looking at now is the browse all view, and essentially for a collection or multiple collections, you are first of all presented with all of the thumbnails for that collection. Now, you can see there's an overwhelming number of them, and so there are different ways that you can drill down and discover different items within the collection. The first one being faceted discovery. And so if you could see on the left-hand side, we have a refine panel. And this allows you to use facets to drill down into content based on your metadata. So you can see that we now have the who, what, where, when. And so you see all of the values beneath each one that you have mapped your data to. And you can also see counts next to that. So you can continue drilling down as far as you can go. And you could also expand under each of the categories where it says more. You can expand that to see more of the data values that are there if you wanted to see more than just the top 5. And again, you can see how many counts there are next to each data value. So now we've gotten down to a set of 4 items here. Similar to how facets work are the related items. And you can see in the thumbnail labels there, that 5th thumbnail label says related with a count next to it. So based on your metadata and how you set it up in the collection manager, you can group items together that are related based on a unique data value within your metadata. And so here is a good example where if you click on an item, you can still see that we have a count of 145 related items. And then you'll also be able to get into the detail view once you click an item.
Okay.
So go ahead and click that.
Back to the detail.
Okay. And so once you're in the detail view, then you can see that there's the media information panel on the left-hand side. This displays all of the descriptive data that is part of your media item. And a bonus of this media information panel is that you could do a search within there. You can actually search a particular field like you're doing now for any values that there are within that field. Or you could do, if you go back there, you can also look for that particular value among all fields in the data. So it's a nice little way to sort of explore, discover what is in the collection in Luna. Now, one more thing I want to show you is the keyword searching up in the top right-hand corner. Mm-hmm. And so if we go ahead and type in a keyword or just a value of some sort, that will also retrieve results in the thumbnail view here. And so it is a contains search. So it's not an exact keyword search, but it is a contains search. So this will also result in a set that contains, the characters that you've typed in. And then if you wanted to get back to the entire, view of all of the thumbnails, you could just go to the Explore menu and click on Browse All. And then that's going to return you to the state that you were in when you entered the collection, and you can continue your searching and drilling down and whatever you like to do.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, Michelle, let's go through searching in the Luna Viewer.
Okay, so I'd like to take you through 3 types of searching that you can do here in the viewer. The first one is probably the simplest one, which is a keyword search. So in the box in the top right, go ahead and type in any value that you're looking for. And this is a contains search, and it will show you a result set based on the value that you have typed in. And you can see the query up at the top in where it says search results, all fields similar to beach. The second type of search that you can perform in the Luna Viewer is the advanced search. And so if you hover over that arrow there and you click on advanced search, this is going to pop up a new panel. And this panel is a fielded search. It's very straightforward. And you can see that you can type in values to find either all of the words that you've typed in, any of the words, or the exact wording. You can choose whichever field that's in the data template to search through. So it's a very particular search. We also have Boolean searching and or operators as well. So it's a very advanced type search when you're looking for something in particular. The third kind of search is a date range search. So this is also based on a field in your metadata that you've set as a date field that allows users to do a date range search. So in this case, the date field that was used was a year. So as you can see, we've typed in 1929 to 1930, and this will pull up a result set with that value, with items that are, from 1929 to 1930. And so you can see here, you've got a much smaller group. So those are really the 3 main ways to perform the search in the Luna Viewer.
Great, thank you.
So I'm curious, Nancy, what is the difference between being a user in the Luna Viewer that is logged in versus not being logged in? Because I see right now that you do have the option to log in, so I'm assuming right now I'm not logged in.
Right, I'm not logged in. It shows anonymous up here. I can log in, but login isn't required for simply browsing media in a public collection. So I can browse if I like something. I can see it in the detail view. I can share it with a colleague. It's public to me. Ideally, it's also public to them. I'm not, restricted by an IP address, or again, I'm not logged in. So here's a quick URL. I could also embed this. But if I want to do more, primarily if I want to create a media group, I do have to have a login. So we do have the capacity to create media groups. There's a long list of public media groups here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log in recognizes me. I was just here. I already have a media group that I created. This shows my media group right now. I have, 9 items in here. If I go back to Browse All and say I'll just do a quick search, or I was looking at this before, I'm just going to add this item to my media group. And if I go back to my media group and open it, what's really nice now is there's some functionality that I have because I'm able to save content to this media group. I can have multiple media groups. I can password protect my media groups. I can play my media group back as a slideshow, which is kind of nice. It's an image to image sort of preview. At any point, I can go to a detail view. I can say, wow, what was that? It's a silk scarf. Very exciting to know. But it's just a very clean way to look at the content that I have or to present to my audience.
Great, thanks.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Nancy.
All right, so what I want to cover today in the Luna Viewer is a collection that I've built with mixed media. So we have a little collection under Luna Sample Collections on our sample instance for media examples. So I'll speak to these. I only have about 8 files in here. And I've done a couple of different things. You can see little icons on the thumbnails to represent the formats. So I've got a document in book reader format. It was uploaded as a PDF and processed as a book reader. I also have a document that's a straight up PDF, our little marketing brochure for Luna. So if I start with the PDF, I'll pop that open. And it's a pretty classic PDF. It takes a couple seconds to load, and we can see the PDF. If I have export permissions, I can export it as a PDF. I've got some descriptive data. I didn't have to do anything exceptional to upload it to Luna. I just uploaded it with my image resources tab. However, when I wanted to upload the book reader item, I uploaded it as a book, so using the uploader tool so that it would process as a PDF. So it's a bit of a two-step, but it processes as a book reader, which is an open source format from the Internet Archive. I have book thumbnails. I can save an individual page to my media group. If I open in full view, I get more of a full screen. And if I have an OCR layer in the PDF, then it's also full text searchable. And I can zoom in on page details. And if I do search within the book, it'll highlight the text for what I'm searching, for the terms that I've just searched for. So let me pop back to Browse All. Another format that we can support videos uploaded to Luna. We support certain video and audio formats. So this is a video that we found on a NASA site, and we uploaded it to Luna. And in addition to uploading the video to Luna,
what's up for August?
We've also
prime
uploaded
time for the Perseids,
captioning.
Jupiter
so
and Saturn
Luna
at
now
opposition.
supports closed captioning. So that required that we uploaded the video, and then we also uploaded the VTT file, if I have that correct. And they combined, and then they can play back, and the captioning is an option within Luna. I can also represent a video file from a third-party source. So if I find a video that I'm interested in representing in my collection, and it's on Vimeo, or it's on a news site such as the New York Times, I can represent that file as an HTML file. I can bring in a placeholder thumbnail. I can bring in whatever cataloging data I need, and I can play it back natively within Luna. The same is true for a book that I've located on the Internet Archive. So I have this wonderful Wizard of Oz book that is actually represented as an HTML file. And I have a 3D viewer, so I link to a file on Sketchfab which I can then play back. Since it's a 3D viewer, I can use my touch screen to rotate around the item. So that's my overview of other media sources in Luna, just so everyone can see what's possible. Thanks. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about what can be customized in the Luna viewer. I'm in my Luna sample instance, so this represents what a client collection would look like, a client that had multiple collections within Luna. So here I have my collections categorized. You can build custom collection categories. These are the ones we built. So we have the 4 collections that are on the instance. Then we kind of repeat ourselves a little bit. We've got some museum resources, so we've categorized them under museum resources. It's not to say they're not also going to show up under Luna shared collections. So collections can be represented in multiple categories to make discovery easier for your audience. The header itself for the collection has a URL link, so the header is customized and it can take you back to, say, a library website or a LibGuide or wherever you need your audience to navigate back to, if that's important. Aside from the header, I do have a footer. The footer can be customized. I know that's an extra step. Not everyone does it. The footer indicates what version of the software we're looking at. But I can have links within the footer. So here's a link that would take you to a Google form. And then I have information on the collection. So this is my instance, and if I go to a specific collection, I'll be able to show you more about what you're able to customize in Luna. So if I pop over to the Maya Art and Architecture collection, this collection has its own header. It's using what we call a theme. The theme defines the color background for the collection. We have 3 different themes. This is using the white theme. As an end user, I can adjust the size of the thumbnail, the number of images that are in cache. I see the facets over on the left. In order to form the facets within the collection manager, what I did is I mapped my data fields to the different facet filters, the who, what, when, where filters, which then enables an end user to easily navigate. And these can be adjusted to best suit your materials. If I click on an item and I go to the detail view, I see the descriptive data that displays in Luna. When you set up your collection properties, you determine whether or not the data displays. You can also choose to display embedded metadata, IPTC, XMP metadata, EXIF metadata. We now also can display annotations, so if you have public or private annotations, then they'll also display. From within the detail view, I have a relay button. In this case, the relay button says feedback. If you go to a collection like the David Rumsey collection, it says by print. If I click on feedback, it's just going to pop open a Google form that I have it linked to. So you could embed any URL you like in that feedback in the relay button for anything you want to see. And so I can go back to my collection categories, or I could go to the full collection list. I'll go back to my categories here. It may not be my full collect. I might have more content. I don't have to map everything to the categories, so I can also go back to the full collection list here. Michelle, did I cover everything?
You've covered it all. Thank you so much.
All right.